Welcome to this mini episode what do we call this, Rod? I don't know. Of X-Men 97, the comic book prequel, #1, as a part of Cyclops is Waiting for Me, an X-Men animated recap podcast. I'm JC.
And I'm Rod. I vaguely know what's going on, but that makes this more exciting.
So we wanted to do a mini episode dedicated to the comics, which are coming out over the course of the next 3 months, as opposed to weekly. So the conclusion of this comic is going to be after the show itself is fully over.
That's fun. Yeah, I think our running theory right now is that the comics would spoil plot points in the current show. So that's why they're releasing like parallel, like, you know, when like Madeline and why is Bishop there and all that stuff.
So I'm actually going to open my copy of the book in case I need to show any frames to Rod as we're going through this. I do want to thank Todd Nook, who I believe is how I say the name of the cover artist. He actually did autograph my copy at WonderCon this past weekend.
That's also like a really great like cover.
Oh, it's phenomenal. We'll make sure to reshare it on socials for everybody to see. Actually, it'll probably be the preview image for this episode, realistically.
Oh, that would make sense.
Yeah, we would do stuff that would make sense. From the recap page, the most important thing is how it is written. It says, with regards to Xavier, his supposed death. So they are very thoughtful, because we've obviously seen people arguing online. Is Xavier dead? Is he with the Shi'ar? For me, this furthers our canon that you and I have both agreed on, that he's not actually dead. He didn't die when he was traveling in space. He didn't pull a Poochie or anything like that. But Xavier is still alive.
Yeah,
so,
I think the only thing I'm left wondering is, like, are the X-Men in on faking his death, or do they think he's dead?
I think that they're all aware that he's alive, and they're faking it to keep the public perception, because something we'll get to later in this issue relates to that, actually.
Oh, okay.
Issue kicks off. They are in Times Square as a group, and they are fighting Magneto. Bishop is there with his new haircut, Storm with her classic haircut. There is no explanation. I don't think there needs to be one, but the internet could shell out that it's just not going to happen, of why Bishop's hair changed. I don't think we're ever going to get it, candidly. Cyclops is yelling, ends up not working out for him too well. He ends up falling, and you get this big reveal. They were actually just in the danger room.
Of course. That's why Bishop's hair changed. The simulation.
Except it's still there once they're out of the simulation.
Yeah, I'm just going to throw out a bunch of stuff to throw other people.
Please. As they get out of the danger room, Trish Tilby, who is a Marvel character that's been referenced in the past as a news reporter, announces that Dazzler, who was set to do an Xavier memorial concert that night, has been kidnapped by the Friends of Humanity.
That feeds to the reference in the last episode with Mojo saying that Dazzler got a gig, but now we know, like, it went further than that. Yeah,
she got a big gig in the middle of New York City for this one. So, some quick references that we get in this. Jubilee mentions that she wants to fly the jet. She's still not allowed to. And Beast is already working on Bishop's time band at that point. There's a shot of Rogue shopping with Gambit. She is in that fuchsia purplish dress that we've seen when she's in her civilian clothes. They show Gambit picking up an outfit that looks like it's an homage to the X-Men Evolution outfit, actually. Like, it has a little bit of that gothy, grungy vibe to it.
Evolution. Okay, gotcha. Nice.
Let's show it to Rod.
Oh, I get you. Yeah. Okay, that's like 2 pieces of cloth.
Well, it looks like it's a green top and then a belt. Yeah. That's not a bottom. Yeah. Just so we're clear.
Okay. The belt looked like a bottom, and I was like, whoa.
No.
That's wild, because last night we were at Scum and Villainy, and we met one of your friends, and she was like, yeah, I only know the X-Men through Evolution. I was like, that is wild. But I guess there's people that I talked to that I'm like, I was introduced to the 92 animated series, and they're like, I read these comics in the 70s.
All the X-Men meet up at the same spot. They save Dazzler from the Friends of Humanity. As they're untying Dazzler, she makes sure to reference that she met Scott one time before, and he never came back to the bar.
Oh, to make sure that
from the Dark Phoenix episodes. Yep.
Yeah, it's like we did not hook up.
yeah, crystal clear. Your crazy girlfriend stopped that from happening.
Yeah,
but that is actually the moment where Val Cooper shows up with UN troops, and this is where they meet Val for the first time as the X-Men.
Oh, okay. So they didn't know each other in the original show.
Correct.
Or that timeline, I guess.
As Val is introducing herself, mentioning that she knew Charles, we do actually see the scarred Friends of Humanity member, Carl Denty is his name, at the time is still a UN troop, and is actually whispering into the ears of the Friends of Humanity people that he's arresting that he'll get them out within the next day, basically. So you see he's already a Friends of Humanity sympathizer.
Does he have the scar already?
He already has the scar, and then to further my argument about it not being Wolverine who gave it to him, there are very distinct images of the scars, showing that to Rod yet again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Where they are not a perfect slice like Wolverine's claws would have been.
Yeah, they're not like exactly parallel.
But there is a moment as he is going by with the Friends of Humanity being arrested that Wolverine is sniffing, and he says, "The scent is familiar, but I can't place it." Back at the mansion, Jean is pregnant. She has not revealed it to Scott yet. She's ready to tell him as he gets off the Blackbird, but he is so excited to get back into the swing of things and do the debrief with the team that he just completely ignores her and walks by.
Jeez. Well, I guess we say Jean in air quotes, right?
Because we don't know. Yep.
Well, she's pregnant.
And then the shot that was revealed about a month ago from Marvel, the reason for Storm's hair change is she wanted to hit the right vibe to go to the Dazzler concert. And I'm dead serious. That is the reason that is given.
I love that it's something like that. It's basically going to a Taylor Swift concert. She's like, yeah, man, I'm a Swiftie, or whatever you call Dazzler.
Dazzly.
Yeah, he's like, I had to run through my head if that was an offensive term or not in the real world.
Yeah, I think
that's awesome.
I think us just mentioning Taylor Swift is more dangerous than anything you could say about Dazzler and her fans.
Yeah, totally.
So, but Storm actually picks up that Jean is not in a great spot because Scott is so focused on stuff. So going to the concert, she convinces Bishop to take her place.
Oh, okay. Oh, so this is more of like a Jean and Storm's like bonding.
Yes. Yeah, there's a quick bonding scene between the two of them. Over at the concert, you actually see Ruckus and the Nasty Boys, who I was not expecting to see in this comic.
Yeah, especially at like a civilian thing.
They determine that they are going to try to ruin the perception of mutants by making a public attack at this fundraising concert. And they, I think, just forget the fact that Dazzler works well because of music and noise. Yeah. So it actually powers her up. And then she basically takes out most of the Nasty Boys.
It's like if they tried to like shoot lasers at Bishop or something. They're like,
exactly.
This will get him. Wait a minute.
Yep. Back at the mansion, Scott is like coming off of having a sparring session with Wolverine, and Jean goes up to him, is like, "Hey, I got to tell you something." And he is super nervous. Is everything all right? And she says, "Yes, everything's perfect. I've literally heard that from a family member when I found out about somebody being pregnant. So I knew exactly where the reveal was going to be there." But they do not actually show Scott's reaction when she says, "I'm pregnant." You see a sad Wolverine panel instead.
Oh, no.
When he hears it from being in the hallway.
Oh, no.
Yep.
I love how Logan's reaction is more important than Scott's.
Yeah, you have a crying happiness Jean as she's saying the news, and then a sad Wolverine in the hallway.
That's funny. That's bound to become a new meme.
Back at Sinister's lab, he's pissed. It is not the castle that we see from the Fire Made Flesh episodes, and he is just ripping into the Nasty Boys because of their mistake and failing yet again. Basically points out the old tactics are done. People have accepted that mutants are their heroes because of Xavier's pathetic sacrifice. So Sinister believes that Xavier actually is dead, going along with, you know, the ruse we've been talking about for it. And he does specifically point out, after basically blasting all the Nasty Boys, not killing them, but definitely putting them into a world of hurt. According to, and I'm saying this word for word from the comic, so it can't be misinterpreted how I'm phrasing it. According to certain censors is in bold letters, I've left in place, unbeknownst to Xavier's whelps, of course, their very own Jean Grey is with child. That is his exact phrasing for it.
Wait, so he thinks it's Jean? No, he doesn't.
Well, he would know.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is, I don't know if censors is the indication that the swap had already happened or not, because he doesn't say my Jean. You know, he doesn't give any indication that it's his thing, unless you're literally saying like the gem in her forehead is the censor. So if Jean is testing not positive. Yeah, if she's positive for pregnancy, fuck it, leave it in. Doesn't matter. That means that this has to be 7 or 6 months before the events of 97 kick off, roughly.
Oh, that tracks. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know when you could actually detect with a pregnancy test, and I'm not going to do any research and look that up, but I believe that's roughly the time frame of this. So
yeah, because she was basically 9 months by the time we see her in the show.
Right. And then the issue ends with Sinister saying, "I'm going to have to get other people to help me." And you get the reveal of Sabretooth with the Marauders, who were involved in the mutant massacre of the Morlock tunnels in the comic book. you see a character who I had not actually read before named Sienna Vane.
I'm not familiar.
Yeah, that was the one I misconstrued and thought it was Birdie. It was not Birdie. It was Sienna. And then there is a Indian character, like from the country of India, who also shares the name Thunderbird, who is also shown on this final page.
That's confusing.
Very. And I'll put together a highlight reel of this to go onto Instagram. We'll also make sure we have the pre-order link for the Amazon affiliate program of the Prequel comic once it's collected as all 4 issues in a trade later in the year too. But yeah, Rod, I wanted to keep you caught up with what's going on since I knew you weren't buying these. So.
Oh yeah, and I would remember them anyway. But it's funny to finally have like that Storm reveal.
Literally for the vibe.
She's getting so much like backstory in this series. I love it. That's wild. It's crazy. It's crazy they have to wait another month for another update.
It's a 4-week rotation on this. It's wild. Like the last issue doesn't come out until like end of June or something like that.
That's nuts.
Thank you all for joining us for this mini episode. If you have any thoughts, make sure to drop them into either the comments of the YouTube upload or the official Instagram about this episode. And if you like what you heard, we'd appreciate a rating on the podcast app of your choosing. We've been going too long for a mini episode already.
Next time
on X-Men.